How's everyone doing today? It's your boy JJ Domination, and here we are with the Week 13 NFL predictions video. Now, for Thanksgiving, if you follow me on social media, I did go 2-1 for the Thanksgiving game. Shout out to Dallas for being the team that had to lose. All the away teams won on Thanksgiving. I think I'm going to come out with a Thanksgiving recap video, probably either Sunday or Monday. Haven't decided yet. It'll basically depend on when this prediction video goes up, which of course it'll go up before game day, but you know, it depends if it's Saturday night, Sunday morning. Anyway, I am going to go ahead and take a little bit of time to explain how my picks work, because I guess for some reason people still don't know how this works and doesn't really know my train of thought or where I'm coming from, even though it's in the title, and when a lock or an upset happens that I predicted, it's on the screen for 10 seconds. But let me go ahead and explain it. So basically, we're picking through all the games, and there are two games with a little bit more significance than others in terms of how I have the games labeled. One of those is going to be a lock of the week. Now, a lock of the week is basically, oh, I'm so confident in this team winning, there's no chance in hell they're going to get beat. So I'm going to label it as my lock of the week. Like, I'm confident that this team is going to take care of business. And then you look at a different game, and then you'll label it your upset of the week. And basically, the upset of the week is this team has no business beating their opponent. Like, maybe they're the inferior opponent. Vegas has them losing by more than, I don't know, 6 points. And maybe it's a must-win situation for a more desperate team against a really good team, like we saw on Monday Night Football, where I did pick the Rams to win, and they got absolutely destroyed. So yeah, there's your train of thought right there for me anyway. And so that's basically how this works. We go through all the games. One game will be labeled a lock of the week, the other will be upset of the week, and everything else is straight up pick 'em, like who I think's gonna win and lose. And it's fun. Like, even next year I'm thinking about doing the same concept but with a point system, so it'll be more uniformed and organized and hopefully more understood by the viewers. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So, Tennessee Titans going to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. These games are very interesting. You know, Tennessee is 4-1 under Ryan Tannehill, and Tannehill's been playing very well, you know, compared to what we've seen of him last, and compared to really how Marcus Mariota was playing. And you look at the Indianapolis Colts, like, I don't think Marlon Mack's going to be playing. T.Y. Hilton's banged up. This is going to be a tough game for the Colts to win, but they are at home. However, I am going to go with Tennessee here to beat the Indianapolis Colts. Probably a little bit of a gamble, but Tennessee's schedule is going to get a little bit tougher after this. I do think they face like the Saints in Week 16, and then they got to play the Texans again. Like, yeah, things are just going to get tougher as the season goes on. Jets at Bengals. This is an interesting one. Not really. This is going to be my lock of the week, because I am picking the New York Jets to go into Cincinnati and take care of business. The Jets have been winning, you know, some games recently. Sam Darnold's been heating up. He's been playing pretty well overall. And these are the types of games that are just going to get a quarterback's confidence going. I mean, yes, the Bengals are the worst team in football record-wise, but listen, you got to go out there and play who's on your schedule. I mean, the Jets have the same weak schedule. The Dolphins have the same weak schedule. The Patriots have the same weak schedule. And the Bills have the same weak schedule. So you can't really just blame it on that per se. Like, the Jets have the same opponents they play, except they're not playing a first-place schedule. They're playing like a third-place schedule. So that's really the only difference. Or actually, I think they're playing a fourth-place schedule, because I think the Dolphins last year were 7-9, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, Jets for the win right here. That's my lock of the week. This could have been my lock of the week, but I am going to be going with the Carolina Panthers to beat the Washington Redskins here. Washington, they're coming off their first win. Good for them, but they're running into a buzzsaw. They're running into Kyle Allen, who's coming off probably the best game of his season so far. So shout out to Kyle Allen, of course. And then, of course, you got Christian McCaffrey coming in there. The Redskins up front are built to stop the run, they did a decent job on Dalvin Cook, I think, when they played on that Thursday night primetime game. So this one's going to be a little bit interesting right here, but I do think McCaffrey and the crew have a great day, and Carolina gets the win. Now, this game right here, boy, oh boy, my heart is not ready for this. The San Francisco 49ers going into Baltimore to face the Ravens. Now, I haven't checked the odds since Wednesday, but the little FPI rating that ESPN does had Baltimore with a 68% chance to win. For some reason, that feels extremely disrespectful to San Francisco. And for the 49ers, they're like the first underdog 10-1 football team ever, I think. It's just a very weird concept. Like, you have the 49ers who, they're 10-1, and for some reason they're not quite getting the same respect as Baltimore. But even with Baltimore, like, people are still not completely sold on Lamar Jackson, even though he's beaten the Seahawks, he's beaten the Patriots. They blew out the Texans, they blew out the Rams. Like, okay, I guess he's got to beat the shit out of the 49ers now to get some respect. But I don't know. This matchup is very interesting. I think the 49ers have the best chance of slowing down the Baltimore Raven offense, just looking at the defensive line. And I don't know. You're asking me, who do I trust between Jimmy G and Lamar Jackson? Lamar Jackson has had a couple of not-so-great performances this year. Jimmy G has been turnover-prone throughout the year, but he's had his moments of brilliance. So, honestly, I trust Lamar more, and I trust Baltimore more. Yeah, I don't know. That was not a pun. That just kind of happened. But I trust the Ravens more than I trust the 49ers. I'll be taking Baltimore. I'm not a hater for picking against the 49ers. I just think with Baltimore being at home, this is like a big, almost, dare I say, a Super Bowl matchup. This is going to be a very tough game. I'm going to stick with Baltimore winning. Not going to go against the grain or my gut or anything. Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think right here I'm going to be taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Jacksonville just looks like a lifeless football team out there. I don't know. They just aren't looking so good with Nick Foles back in the lineup. And then with Tampa Bay, I mean, they did come off beating the Atlanta Falcons. You shouldn't expect them to win back-to-back games, but I guess I'll go with Tampa Bay to beat Jacksonville. Let's see right here. Packers at Giants. I'm going to be going with the Packers. Green Bay, they're not this elite football team. They weren't this elite defense. I've been right on both of those. When it comes to my team, I don't need people telling me anything or trying to give me insight or saying that we got exposed. I'm already on the trend before the public is, before the media is. When it comes to my football team, I should know. I watch them every week. I'm kind of on their trend and the radar. But the Giants have already announced that they're going to be without Jabril Peppers at safety, the strong safety position, Evan Ingram at tight end, and I think there's somebody else that's out that's like a key player. It might be Golden Tate, but I'm not sure. But they're going to be without some key players. Saquon, I'm pretty sure, is going to have a good game. It's about time, And Danny Dimes, man, we'll see what he's made of. It's a rough pass rush coming through with the Smith brothers, not really brothers, Sedarius and Preston Smith. It's going to be an interesting, day for Danny Dimes. I'll get a good chance to watch him. I've watched him throughout the year. I've seen a few full games of Daniel Jones. I've seen some things. He's been a lot better than any of us could have expected. A lot of us really didn't like Daniel Jones or that pick. I'll be keeping an eye on him, believe me. Let's see right here. Eagles at Dolphins. I'm going to be taking the Philadelphia Eagles to win. I think they're going to be even more motivated to just take care of business and not overlook the Dolphins because of what happened on Thursday Night Football. Or not Thursday night, but Thursday afternoon's CBS game with the Buffalo Bills taking on the Dallas Cowboys. For Philadelphia, that's a team that they blew out. They blew out the Buffalo Bills. It was like 31-13 or something. And I think they're going to make work of the Miami Dolphins. They're just going to take care of business. I don't think it'll be super convincing, but it'll be good enough to just get out of there with a win. Let's see, what other games we got? Okay, Raiders at Chiefs. Okay, this is interesting. I'm going to have to go with the Chiefs. Sorry, Oakland. Your defense, we saw what happened last time when Patrick Mahomes faced y'all. Had almost 300 yards in the second quarter. He had almost 300 yards in the second quarter. Just in that one quarter. That is just insane. Yeah, I'm sorry. I cannot pick y'all to... No, I can't. Rams at Cardinals. Man, I don't know. This is tough right here. But I think... Because, you know, the Rams just got blown out. The Cardinals are coming off a bye week. I think I'm going to go with the Arizona Cardinals to win this game. A very tough matchup right here. You know, you got the two offensive minds in this one. Sean McVay, Cliff Kingsbury. I think the difference maker would be Aaron Donald, but man, for the Rams, like, the life is just kind of sucked out of them. Maybe they'll prove me wrong, and then I'll be talking about on the recap, like, oh, you know, the Rams got life back in them, and, I mean, we'll see. But I am going to pick the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, they had a tough time against Lamar Jackson. I can only imagine what it's going to be like going up against Kyler Murray. And that's something I did not bring up in this matchup right here. The 49ers have not had a fun time trying to defend Russell Wilson or Kyler Murray. So that's going to be something to look out for. Browns at Steelers. Oh, boy. I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Probably an unpopular opinion. I know a lot of people have the Browns winning this game. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh. You know, I feel like the Browns are just going to be an emotional wreck going into Pittsburgh. And I think for the Steelers, they realize, hey, we got to take care of business. We're at home. I know we got Devlin Duck Hodges in there, but we just need to stick to what we do. And the Browns, I mean, you already have Freddie Kitchens rolling around wearing Pittsburgh started it t-shirts. And, like, if that's where your mind's at, I can't trust you to win the game tomorrow. I just can't. Your mind's got to be on the game. Don't be doing all this extra shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, focus on taking care of that Steelers defense, because they have been coming and they have been playing very well. So I'm just saying, your head's in the wrong place, Freddie Kitchen. Get it out your ass and get it to that playbook and, you know, get your team rolling now. Chargers at Broncos. Drew Lock making his first NFL start. This is his debut. And then, of course, you got Derwin James coming off IR for the Los Angeles Chargers. This will be his first action in a while. And I think I am going to go with the Los Angeles Chargers. It's going to be a rough going for Drew Lock. I mean, he might do some good things in this game. He might show you signs of being, you know, like a pretty solid quarterback. But, man, that pass rush of Joey Bosa, Melvin Ingram, and they've been doing this thing. I don't know if a lot of people have been noticing this, but they'll come out in a formation where number 42, I always forget his name. It's like one of those weird last names that you can never pronounce, but you have him. I think his last name is like Nwosa or something. He's like a hybrid linebacker, so they put him down at D end, and then they'll have somebody else at DT. It'll either be Jerry Tillery or somebody else in there. I can't think of his name right now. But anyway, Melvin Ingram will be rushing from the defensive tackle spot, but he won't line up as a defensive tackle. He'll kind of play off the line a little bit, and then he'll just come straight through, bull rush. Like, it's pretty hard to defend, to be honest. I'm going to pick the Chargers to win, though. Patriots at Texans. Upset of the week. I haven't picked one yet, and I don't think whoever wins that game is going to be an upset. The Texans are coming off a big win against the Colts on Thursday Night Football. The Patriots, man, it just doesn't look like they're going to slow down anymore. But for Houston, I think having Will Fuller back is huge. And Jason McCourty is going to be missing this game for the Patriots. So there's one corner right there that's already out. You know, for New England, now they have a great secondary. They're going to put Gilmore on Hopkins, which means someone else has to make plays. You know how Bill Belichick likes to coach his defense. Take away what they do best, make other people beat you. They're probably going to try to contain Deshaun Watson, so Will Fuller, this is going to be a big game for him. With Jason McCourty out, that forces J.C. Jackson, to step up, or Jonathan Jones to step up and try to cover Will Fuller. You also have Kenny Stills, you have Kiki QT, you have Duke Johnson out of the backfield. You have to win with somebody else. That Hopkins matchup, they're probably going to double him unless they trust Gilmore on him one-on-one, which, have at it, dude. You did great last week, but Hopkins is a different animal than Amari Cooper. And then on defense, it sucks because J.J. Watt's not going to play. I'd probably like the chances more for the Texans than I already do if J.J. Watt were playing. So it's just something to think about right there. For the Patriots, of course, they have a bunch of players that are questionable. I'm pretty sure a lot of those guys are going to play. Like Julian Edelman's going to play. Isaiah Wynn's going to play. Sony Michel will play. Dante Hightower is going to play. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of the guys that are questionable will play. But for the Patriots, I mean, they're going to have to figure it out. And I'm pretty sure Tom Brady will. But listen, if it's a good week to pick against the Patriots, it's probably this week. Deshaun Watson playing against these guys. We saw what Lamar Jackson was able to do. We saw what that Ravens defense was able to do once they started to get into the groove of things. The Texans are not on their level as a football team this year, but I think they're good enough in this matchup, which is why I'm picking them as my upset of the week. I've been rambling on about a lot of this stuff. Sorry. Vikings versus the Seahawks right here. I'll be taking Seattle at home. And you know, the Vikings are coming off a bye week. It'd probably be the smarter thing to pick Minnesota, but I just like Seattle in this matchup. Mainly their wide receivers versus the Vikings corners. Xavier Rhodes has not been the dude that he was 2 years ago. Natural regression. I'm not going to say he's washed up or anything, but it's just natural regression. He's a physical corner. Yeah, you can put your hands on some of the bigger guys, but you do not want him covering Tyler Lockett. I think your best chance is to switch up the matchups for him. Maybe you put like Trey Waynes on him at some point, or switch it up with like Mackenzie Alexander. Like, you just got to switch it up. Anthony Harris maybe, and then I think Harrison Smith might not play in this game. It's not looking good for Adam Thielen, but maybe he'll try to play because they are coming off a bye week. Maybe they'll play. But Seattle, we saw what they did when they played the 49ers. They sold out to stop the run. And Diggs is a different animal from Emmanuel Sanders this year, but like, all I'm saying is they're going to sell out to stop this run. Pete Carroll is a really good coach. It's a big game for him. It's a big game for the Vikings as well because, you know, they got to keep track with the Packers. They got to stay afloat with them. But the Seahawks have to catch up with the 49ers. So if San Francisco loses to Baltimore on Sunday, Seattle, they got to swoop in there and get a win. They'll have the tiebreaker, and that'll put them as the number one seed most likely. So big implications on this Monday night game, especially if the Packers and Baltimore Ravens win. Then it just makes it even that much more important. I'll be taking Seattle though. So let's go ahead and recap. I rambled on way too much in this video, but I got Tennessee winning. I have the New York Jets as my lock of the week. I have the Carolina Panthers winning, the Baltimore Ravens winning, Tampa Bay winning, Green Bay winning, Philadelphia winning, Kansas City winning, Arizona winning, Pittsburgh winning, let's see, the Chargers winning, the Texans is my upset of the week, and the Seattle Seahawks winning on Monday night. So those are my predictions. I'll see how I do. And yeah, I'll see you guys for the weekly recap. Actually, I'll be doing a video tomorrow or Monday, like I said, talking about the Thanksgiving games. I'll be doing a little special recap for that, so be on the lookout. Peace out.